up, you guys? This is Rob from Mecha Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, it is officially raining cats and dogs when we take a look at both the Tech and Mecha mod sets. Now, if you didn't catch that wordplay, it's not like raining, it's R-E-I-G-N-I-N-G, because as you guys know, both Kavats and Kubros are the top dogs and top cats when it comes to Warframe companions, and because we only roll with the best, we wear pink on Wednesdays, and yes, it is Wednesday here at the time of recording, and in this house, fetch is not a thing that ever happened. So keep that in mind when we go ahead and take a look at some of these builds. Regardless, without ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. Alrighty, so this is going to be a little bit rough to admit, but we are starting with the Kavat set because I do feel like it is the weaker of the two sets. And that kind of kills me inside because y'all know I'm a big cat person. However, I gotta call it like I see it. The only thing that I do have to say about the tech set that we're currently looking at, it is applied to 3 different items: your melee, your warframe, and of course your kavat. So it does make it a little bit easier to distribute amongst your builds. So let's go ahead and start off with the passive. This marks a 12-meter zone every 15 seconds that inflicts 200 damage per second to enemies. Now keep in mind, this is with a full stack. So that's all of the mods equipped, and you're getting the biggest bonus out of that. So starting off, we have Tech Gravity. Slam attacks in the marked zone will pull all enemies within 15 meters. So any area that your Kavat marks, if you do a slam attack in there, it's going to drag enemies into that zone. Very, very handy. However, 200 damage per second isn't necessarily ridiculously powerful, but at least this kind of makes it a little bit easier for you to get those enemies into that zone. So that's for your melee weapon. Moving along, we have your Warframe, and this one is really, really cool. This is Tech Collateral. You deal 100% more critical damage when inside the marked zone. So this is absolutely fantastic paired with a really high critical damage weapon like you'll be seeing when I go ahead and use the Tiburon Prime. So that works very well. You just got to make sure you stand in the zone. So it's all about getting your butts in the zone. Tech Enhance, this one is for the Kavat, and this one, whether or not you want to use the set mods at all, this is one that is absolutely fantastic. This is 30% Kavat ability duration. So picture that for your Smita and your red crit buff. Picture that for your Smita and your affinity gain buff. That is fucking insane. Not to mention when you pair that up with the Adarza and their Cat's Eye buff. I haven't actually personally used it myself, but I have heard people say that legitimately it makes the buff last almost as long as the cooldown timer on the buff. So basically you're just running around with a permanent plus 60% critical chance. So combined with something like Tech Collateral, which gives you the bonus to your critical damage, that is a lot of damage output. So Tech Enhance, definitely something that you need to find a way, or at least I would suggest you find a way to work into your builds. And last but not least, Tech Assault. The Kavat has a 60% chance to ignore lethal damage and be immune for 4 seconds. If I'm gonna be honest with you, usually in battle I'm not really paying attention that much to what's going on with my Kavat. My Kavat can usually handle itself, but 60% for 4 seconds, I'm almost tempted to, or at least when you see the build, I actually believe I removed a survivability mod off of it just to be able to slot this in so that we can get the full effect. So let's go jump into the simulacrum and see how this all pans out. Alright, so you guys know how I talk a lot of shit about the fetch mod, but if you look at this mod setup right here, I really don't know where there's even space for it, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. But as you can see, I am running both Tech Assault and Tech Enhance in here. Is it the perfect setup for me? Not 100%, but it's kind of like what we can make do with. You'll also note that I got rid of the Mischief precept, and that's what I replaced Tech Enhance with. Or no, not Tech Enhance, Tech Assault with, because Mischief just creates that kind of like decoy, and usually if I'm running around with Loki, Mischief tends to get you in more trouble than not, so that's out the window. I also went to go with Metapet Kit instead of Link Armor or Link Shields, just because it's a tight build. it's a really tight build, and that's why we are at where we're at. Trust me, when you see the Kubro one, you'll know that I literally need to go and remod some stuff. Now, as you can see right here, I do have tech collateral on my hybrid Loki build. I forgot what it got rid of. I think I got rid of something. I think it was it was a survivability mod. Y'all know I've been testing this out. Wait, I get rid of a survivability mod. Now on my Gunsin, and I was actually not originally using my Gunsin, but I figured, like, let's just play around with it. And what did I get rid of here? I don't even remember what I got rid of. It might have been, listen, I don't know, but as you can see, tech gravity's in there. Oh, it was an attack speed. It was Prime Fury. That's what I did. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is gonna show how tech, what is it? Tech collateral, the one that drags enemies, the one on your melee weapon kind of works. So as you can see right here, we get all of these zones. There was a zone up there. Kavat will make another zone soon. Come on, Kavat, let's go. So right here, we have a zone. And let's go ahead and see if we can do the slam attack. So as you can see right here, the slam attacks are slowly pulling these enemies in. Now, as you know, when we stand in one of those zones, like this zone right here, we get bonus critical damage. So as you can see, we've got ourselves, let's drag everybody in. You're like, listen, we're family now. Then you can go ahead and use your Gunsin with all of the critical stuff that it's got going on in there, and take advantage of all of that's going on. So there you go. This is kind of like the way that you want to use it, really kind of zoning enemies. Either you're dragging them in order to do critical damage, bonus critical damage to them, or you're using it as kind of like I'm gonna stand off to the side, because even in this case, you can put that you can put the tech, you know, dragging enemies mod into a melee weapon that you don't even plan on using if you just want the critical damage boost off of this. And you can see it up in the top corner, it's tech collateral, so you are getting 100% more critical damage added into your thing. But as you can see right there, that's kind of how the tech set works. Me personally, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. There are definitely some things that I think really win with it, just like the tech enhance, when you get just a shit ton of what do you call this? The duration, like the increased duration off of it. Like as you can see right there, we've got over 30 seconds of the critical buff. So that's exactly, it's like the cat knew. It's like the cat knew what I was talking about. It's like, here, let me show you this. Let me show you this beautiful, wonderful gloriousness that we have. And as you can see right here, that critical damage paired up with a nice, like, Riveny weapon. Ooh, it's just absolutely sexy. This, you know what? This is why I like my Kavats, because my Kavats always kind of know exactly what I need when I need it, right? Drag all these motherfuckers in. You're like, oh, you're not close enough? Well, I'll drag you in a little bit closer. So they get that little damage from the zone. And you know what? 200 damage per second is not nothing at lower levels. As you guys know, I usually don't measure the effectiveness of things at lower levels, but it's a thing. There you go. At least you got something out of it. And I really do like the way that the tech set really, what's the word I want to say? Synergizes with the Kavat's critical abilities. That's definitely one of the biggest things. The other thing that I want to point out, which I really do like from this, is if you use this with the Glaive Prime, what you can do is you can legitimately create that little zone, right? And if you're invisible and you create that little zone, you can go ahead and use the Glaive Prime and have the stealth multiplier with the critical damage, with all of the bonuses from your Kavat, right? So it just gets really nasty. You stack up those multipliers and it just is absolute insanity. So keep that in mind. I think it's a great set. Do I think it's the best? No, but do I think that it works with the Kavat? Do I think that it works well with what the Kavats are going with so far? Yeah, the only thing is I do have to admit, you kind of have to go out of your way to make it work in a set. So that's definitely one of the things to keep an eye out for, mainly because of the fact that, you know, Kavats are great, but they can't they can't always be the best. And trust me, when you see what the Kubros can do, you gonna have a moment and you're gonna be like, I really love my Kavat. But how much do I love my Kavat? It doesn't get a little bit crazy. Now, before we move on to the puppies, I did want to answer the burning question for a lot of people is if you use the tech mods on Venari, do they count as bonus ones? So as you guys saw, we were using 2 on Aspen, we were using 1 on Gunson, and that gave us a total of 3. As you can see right here, on Venari, I have put on both Tech Enhance and Tech Assault, but we are still 1 short, so they don't stack. Keep that in mind in case you're trying to game the game. You're gonna need to use 1 of each different mod, just in case you are curious. Now, before we move on, there is something that I did want to kind of like highlight because some people might have forgotten about this. It was included in the patch notes, but y'all know not everybody watches my videos or remembers all the things that are going on. So as you can see, I have gone ahead and put Aspen back in stasis, and I'm going to go ahead and pull Linden out. So as you can see right here, we're going to go ahead and pull Linden out, and the cool thing that they have done is if you have the upgraded incubator segment, you no longer have to wait for any stasis. What is it called? You know how it takes a while for them to get out of stasis? Nah, don't even worry about that. You didn't see no tricks. There were no cuts there. All I got to do is go ahead and put Linden in. There's no waiting. So just remember that in case people were getting a little finicky, because everybody always gets finicky. Oh my god, pets are so hard. They're really not. Okay, so moving along, we have an insanely powerful set. The mods themselves on their own aren't necessarily crazy powerful, but this, whew, it's real nasty, and I do have to apologize ahead of time when it comes down to the builds, because again, I just kind of went ahead and tested this out, slapped the builds on, so they're not necessarily the most optimal when you see kind of the setup, but you know, I kind of want to show these to you so that you guys can kind of figure out where you want to put them in your build. So, as you can see, the bonus here is your Kubros will mark an enemy every 15 seconds for 12 seconds. Kill them to apply their status effects to all enemies within 30 meters. Again, this is the full maxed out set. It's the one with 4 bars completely. Any less than that, and I think it's like every 30 seconds, even every 60 seconds, so it can kind of be shitty if you don't put the full set on, and I do highly suggest putting the full set on. So the first one we're looking at is Mecha Empower. This is an aura mod for your Warframe. And this one, you deal 150 extra damage against a marked enemy. So anything that your pet marks, you get bonus damage off of. And because of the fact that it's in an aura slot, it's kind of nicer. You don't feel as bad to give up certain things, right? Moving along, we have another one for your Kubro, and this one is Status Link and Status Duration. This is nasty. This is just all kinds of nasty. So it's definitely nice to have. Helps your Kubro kind of put some more heat on some of these enemies. Moving along, we have Mecha Recharge. This is kind of boring. This one gives 90% shield recharge, and that is for your Kubro, so just in case. The last bit is Mecha Pulse. Killing a marked enemy grants plus 60 armor for 20 seconds for each enemy within 30-meter range. This is fantastic for highly survivable frames because you're gonna see some very interesting numbers that come off of this. So without ado, let's go ahead and move our butts into the simulacrum so you can see what I'm talking about. Alrighty, so it has been quite a while since we have seen Linden. I haven't even done, oh, he just did a dig. He just did a little dig. This is my Sahasa. He's so cute and I love him forever. He's a massive doggo too. So as you can see, the set that I've kind of like got him suited up with is not necessarily the most optimal. I'll probably go ahead and kind of like shift around his stuff very soon. As you can see, again, no room for fetch, just putting that out there. We've got the Mecha Recharge in there, and we've also got Mecha Overdrive. Then we're gonna go ahead and move to my Loki because I'm pretty sure I have to, nope, it's right there. So we have the Mecha Empower there in the aura slot, and we have Mecha Pulse. This is just an invisibility build, and I just swapped out one duration mod for it. And this actually works quite well. So let's go ahead and jump in, and then let's get out these corrupted bombards real fast. Now, I do have a really crappy energy color on my Kubro, so it's hard to tell sometimes what he's up to. So I'm just gonna oh, he's already marked an enemy, so there's the little mark on top of their heads. And I'm just gonna sit here for a second. And you can see up in the top corner, we've got 480 armor. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the next marked enemy. So we've got this guy right here. We're just gonna chill. And now we've got 540 armor. Come on, puppers. You got another mark for me? Oh, there's a cute little mark right there. Alright, so that's that. Just keep in mind though that the armor will reset every single time. So we went from like 400-ish to 500-ish, then we dropped down to 120, and that's because there weren't very many enemies in that last batch. So as you can see, the passive on this, kind of insane. The only thing is I don't have the greatest energy color on my pets, so it's hard to spot sometimes what he's marked. So he might have marked something over here, and he did mark something over here. So let's go ahead and take this guy down. Keep in mind, these are 160s. And there's 780 armor right there. There's the next mark target. Hello, mark target. Goodbye, mark target. And then soon enough, goodbye, everybody else. And that's 600 armor. So, or 600% armor. So, that's that. If you guys were wondering why I was, saying, oh yeah, the armor that we have is fine and dandy, but the Kavats are really, the Kavats, didn't get the best set of the bunch. Well, now you know why I was saying that. Doggo, where'd you put the mark this time? I wish that they had put the mark target, visible somewhere on the, what do you call this? Visible somewhere, there he is. Visible somewhere on the map so we knew exactly what's going on. 1,140% armor. Of course, this is in the simulacrum. Keep in mind that this is within the simulacrum. This isn't, this isn't reality testing. But as you can see right here, this does make for some nice fucking goddamn spectacle. You cannot deny that for 1 second. Oh, you're gonna go over here and you're gonna be basically a ticking time bomb for this group of enemies? Well, I'm sorry, group of enemies, because that enemy just literally sentenced you to death. Congratulations. Let's see what my pupper wants to go ahead and mark next, because legitimately, whoever's going, you're the ticking time bomb for the bunch. Again, remember, these are level 160 bombards. Pup, who you got now? Who do you have now? Who's in your sights? Do you dislike anybody? Anyone specifically? I don't see you haven't marked anyone. Oh, there he is. There's the one who has forsaken all of them. Goodbye, rest of you guys. Oh, I didn't get enough slash procs off on that one, but as you can see, this is a very, very powerful setup. I don't even think that I need to say anything else. I think pretty much Kubro's just kind of whooped in all of that set. So make sure you guys play around with this. If you guys haven't gone and done your Kubros in a while, that sounds inappropriate. Gone and taken them out and tried out this set, make sure you go ahead and try it out on them. As you guys know, I'm not very fond of the set for the, what is it called? For the Sentinels. Real quick, see, I don't even remember their names. I'm like, what is this called? I don't even remember because it is the synth set, and that one gives you holstering primary and secondary weapons and the reload speed per second. I don't know what it is. It's weird. It's a holstering weird shit, and I'm not into that kind of stuff. However, there does seem to be some helpful handy things with enemies injured by the Sentinel have a 2% chance to drop a health orb when killed. That's kind of cool. Not the most excited about it, but as you can see, that's why we're not covering that. But there is going to be a new set for the Helmuth Charger very, very soon, and hopefully we'll be seeing a set for the MOAs as well, because the MOAs currently, I don't believe that they can use anything, which kind of sucks because I would love to see something a little bit better for them, but look at how many mods they're available to. It's not very many. So hopefully we'll be able to see some more things from them very, very soon. Caladrius, say hi to everybody. But that about does it for me for now. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comments below. Are you going to be whipping out your Kubros? Listen, whatever they decide to do with it, enjoy it while it lasts, because that's crazy. And Kavats, you know, we gotta take our L somewhere. Anyway, that about does it for me for now. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.